Hello, everybody. It's that college football guy here with another video. Yeah, it's scheduled preview time. One thing, real quick. I know someone's gonna who hit me up my DMs and ask me about this, so I'm gonna get into this right here, real quick. This is not about. It's the Illinois 2023 schedule preview, but I'm not gonna bring up all the news about the Pac-12 TV contract because all of this is nothing until we actually have something getting signed. Oh, Apple wants everything full. Oh, it doesn't mean anything until we actually have something signed. It's just rumor and innuendo and guesswork and fill in time. I'd rather do something a little bit constructive with it. I mean, they're not going to get as much clicks as conference realignment videos do. There's a lot of people doing, but I like to try and do a little bit of something that everybody asked for in the comments, which is me continue to do these schedule previews. And of course, when something big comes along that's actually worthwhile, I'll bring that in here. But we're going to do two today. One now, and then as soon as this gets done, we'll record another one. But we're talking about the 2023 schedule preview for Illinois. So if you don't know how these videos go by now, we're going to go through the schedule from last year and this year. We're going to go through the non-conference games first from last year and then this year. Decide which year was tougher, last year or this year. We're going to take a look at the whole schedule, last year, what scores, and then this year. And decide overall schedule, which schedule's tougher. You know, what changes up here. So try to find 5 key games, conference games, that were their big important games from last year and this year, and see which one's more important. Are your key games that you got to play on the year? Are they on the road? Are they on the road, or are they at home? You know, try to. That helps determine which has got the tougher schedule. So first off, let's get into this real quick. Hey, old school, my piece of paper. First off, the non-conference games. Okay, one thing about the 2022 season for Illinois, they had 2 bye weeks because they played a week 0 game against Wyoming. That was one of their non-cons. So they're going to have 2 bye weeks in their schedule. But they're non-conference games. Like I said, 3 for the Big Ten. They had home against Wyoming, home against Virginia, and home against UT Chattanooga. So 1 Power 5, 1 Group of 5, 1 FCS, all at home. This year, home against Toledo, at Kansas, and home against Florida Atlantic. 1 Power 5, 2 Group of 5, and the Power 5 game is on the road. Even though it's Kansas, I got to give this as a tougher schedule for the non-conference games for this season. I think the non-cons are tougher for this season. Now, the overall schedule. Let's go to last year's schedule. Okay, start off with a week 0 game they had against Wyoming. They won that 38-6. They played week 1 at Indiana, lost 23-20. Home against Virginia, won 24-3. Then they had their first bye week. Home against UT Chattanooga, won 31-0. At Wisconsin, won 34-10. Home against Iowa, in a real slugfest, they won 9-6. Home against Minnesota, they won 26-14. So that's quite a chunk. That's 5 straight wins, counting the Virginia run. They had the bye week again, and they were at Nebraska, and they won 26-9. So that's an impressive run. They only lost 1 game, and then the bottom fell out, and there's a reason why. Home against Michigan State, lost 23-15. Home against Purdue, Western Division champion, lost 31-24. At Michigan, lost 19-17. That's actually a close loss. So that's pretty good for them. And then at Northwestern, their in-state rival, they won 41-3. And then they go into the ReliaQuest Bowl versus Mississippi State, and they lost 19-10. So they finished the season 8-5. When the Nebraska game ended, they were 7-1. When Nebraska ended after the last bye week, that first game, Nebraska, they were 7-1 going into that game. Then they lost 4 of their next 5. What a run in the season. Now let's look at their total schedule for this year. Home against Toledo. It's week 1. No week 0s this season. At Kansas. Home against Penn State. Home against Florida Atlantic. At Purdue. Home against Nebraska. At Maryland. Home against Wisconsin. Then they get the bye week. Yeah, they have to play 8 games before they get their bye week. So those Maryland and Wisconsin games, they're going to be beat up. Then they come out of the bye week and go at Minnesota, no help. Home against Indiana, at Iowa, and then home against Northwestern. Okay, their key games from last season. If you look at the teams that had winning seasons here, you played Michigan, you played Michigan State, Purdue. I'd have to say Minnesota and Iowa, really, because Iowa then had a winning record. Nebraska, not so much. So against their, Michigan, Purdue, Michigan State, Minnesota, and Iowa. Those 5 key games, which are conference games. I'm looking at here real fast. Well. Only one of them was on the road. And that was at Michigan. All the other games were at home, which means those 4 key games. Wow. Those 4 key games, you only had 1 game on the road, 4 of them at home. That's how you got to an 8-5 record. This year, key games: Penn State, Purdue again, Maryland, Minnesota, Iowa. This season, those 5 key games, only one of them is at home. That's Penn State. Purdue's on the road. Maryland's on the road. Minnesota's on the road. Iowa's on the road. I think this year's schedule, top to bottom, this is a tougher schedule by far because of all their key games are on the road. I mean, you look at here. You played Indiana on the road last year. You lost 23-20. You get to play them at home this year. Okay. You played Wisconsin on the road last year. You got to play, but you faced on the road and you won 34-10. Now you face them at home, but that's that 8th game of that 8-game homestand with Matt Rule as the opposing head coach having, and they would have had their bye week. You're gonna be 8 games in with no breaks, so you're gonna be beat up by the time you play Wisconsin. So that's gonna be a key game. You played Iowa last year. You won 9-6 at home. Now you got to go on the road. That's not gonna be easy. You played Minnesota at home this year and last year and won. Now you got to go on the road to Minnesota. You won on the road against Nebraska. Against Nebraska, you get them at home this year. You don't play Michigan State again. You don't play Michigan again. Northwestern, I really worry about that one. You played Purdue at home and lost, and now you got to go on the road and play Purdue. I think this year's schedule's tougher. But why don't you let me know, Elio, let me know down in the comments. What do you think about this? Who had the tougher schedule was? The non-conference games, which games were tougher last year or this year, or the entire schedule, which was tougher last year or this year. So thanks, somebody, for watching the video. You hadn't noticed, it's pretty easy to figure out I'm at home again. Was going to have the guys were going to come to spray for the bed bugs today, and they didn't show up. Turns out the boss who confirmed the appointment, the tech went on vacation and didn't tell anybody. Sheet got turned in, never got confirmed, so they're rescheduling us for, my wife's going to have to deal with this on Wednesday, or it's going to be Friday next week. They're going to let me know sometime tonight, or maybe this weekend. We'll see what happens, but either way, I'll find out what's going on. Crazy. But like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think about what the schedule's being tougher. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, please smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. And if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 400 subscribers, slowly but surely getting our way to 1,000. Hopefully we'll get there soon. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a great Friday evening, or actually Friday. It's just now getting evening here in Tennessee, but we'll see what happens later on here. Another video to do right after this one. So thanks, everybody, for watching out there. Be safe out there, because my prayers go out to a fellow truck driver in Texas who was loading up a lift onto his trailer, and the car came in and killed him. Hit him right in the roadway. And my thoughts and prayers are out to his family. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. Be safe, please. Pay attention on the road. And be good to each other.